Hey everyone, and a warm welcome back to the channel. It's been quite a few months since I gave you guys an update video. I'm sure you guys thought I just dropped off the face of the earth, but but things have been busy, and as you can see, there is a change of scenery in the garage. So we'll go over that. So this is my new to me 2019 C43 AMG Coupe. I've literally only had this car for about 72 hours. It's completely bone stock, except for I just installed this gloss black front lip this afternoon. So I'm doing it a little bit backwards because I already installed that lip, but figured it's a good, good time to give you guys kind of an introduction to the car. So yeah, it's a one owner from new. It's only done 14,900 miles, so it is as close to new as you are going to find. The Lunar Blue Metallic paintwork looks absolutely awesome. There's no stone chipping on the front. As you can see, this is the coupe. So a little bit different from the C450 that I'd owned previously. I fancied doing something a little bit different this time. And yeah, kind of gone back to my roots, if you will. I got away from the Mercedes platform for a little while, and then I've kind of come full circle back into a C43 this time. So as you can see with the Lunar Blue Metallic, once you get into the shade, it really does look close to black. So if you're in the sunlight, all of the blue comes out of the paint. But then if you're in the shade or if you're in the evening time, it looks very close to black. So it's a nice color. It gives you some different looks, I did add the side aero flicks already, so those are a new addition. I did the same thing on the C450. Super easy, cheap mod, takes only a few minutes to install and adds a nice bit of extra width to the rear bumper. I do really like the 2019 updated rear diffuser that gives you the quad circle exhaust tips, and it's finished in gloss black, which looks really nice. This is miles better than the stock one that came on the C450, because that had like the triangular shaped exhaust tips and it was matte black plastic. Just, it didn't look anything close to as nice as this one. So, very pleased. This car already has a nice diffuser on the back. This is just the factory little ducktail spoiler. Wheels and tires are the factory optional 19-inch twin spoke wheels with the original Pirelli P0s. These tires are actually brand new. Still have the colored striping on the outer tread. They just put a brand new set of tires right before the car was put up for sale. I'll go ahead and open this up. Sorry for the sniffling. I'm kind of fighting a cold at the moment, so I'll try not to sniffle too much for you guys. So for the interior, the 2019's obviously got the updated steering wheel, which is really nice and looks so much newer than the one that I had in the C450. And also it has the larger rectangular multimedia screen with the dark ash wood center console and the kind of the brushed aluminum door panel inserts. It does have the upgraded sound system, so you get the additional tweeters in the front and in the back. Has the large panoramic sunroof, which is really nice. That's one of the features I really enjoyed on the C450, because it let so much daylight into the cabin. It really gave you that feel of kind of open, open air when you were driving it, so I definitely enjoyed the panoramic roof on the C450. The brake calipers, as you can see, are still the factory silver. I did paint those red on the C450, but on this car, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, because the dark blue is a tricky colour to get an accent colour against. So, haven't really decided yet. So before I bought this car, I did go on numerous test drives. I took a new Mustang GT for a drive for 2024, just for some comparison. And I did go in a 2016 C43 sedan, and that was fun. You know, the 4-litre twin turbo has got tons of torque and really does put you into the back of your seat. But I drove that, and then I drove a 2020 C43 AMG back to back. I test drove them at the same dealership, and the takeaway for me was that the C43 was still plenty of fun to drive, and I didn't really see myself needing the extra power from the 63. And I know that's a little bit, I know that a lot of people, you know, they want to get the fastest possible, but I feel like this is kind of the sweet spot. It just has enough power to have fun with. It still sounds great for a V6, and yeah, I really enjoy this platform. And touching on the sound, this car has the performance exhaust, which the C450 I had did not. So that's a really nice bonus, because you can see here in the middle, you get that exhaust. It's not going to focus, but there we go. You get that exhaust button in the middle. So the C450 I had did not have the performance exhaust, and so I added the Armatrix exhaust to kind of give it some sound. But this car sounds absolutely awesome from the factory. For a factory exhaust, the stock AMG performance exhaust sounds super good. So I'm very pleased with that. It's one thing I don't have to mess with, because those exhaust systems are really pricey. I think the Armatrix system I bought was almost $3,000. No, almost $4,000. Yeah, I remember now. I bought it from Evasive Motorsports, and it was touching on $3,600 before tax. So that was a very pricey exhaust that I put on the C450. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at the car as she currently sits. As far as the wheels go, these are my favorite of the stock wheels that you get on the C43, and they don't look bad. You know, obviously the offsets have got a lot of room for improvement. The fronts aren't terrible, but the rears, they definitely could do with quite a sizable spacer to get them to sit flush. But as far as the appearance goes, I really don't mind these wheels at all. I believe they're a 7.5 wide front and an 8.5 wide on the back. So I think the setup I previously ran was an 8.5 and a 9.5 wide, which allowed me to go up one size of tire on the front and up one size on the rear. So I will be doing some aftermarket wheels and tires on this car. That will be coming soon. I think wheels are one of the biggest visual changes you can do to a car, and I want to get off to a good start with this project. So I have some nice things in store for you guys. So if you haven't subscribed and you'd like to see some updates on this car, please go ahead and subscribe, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of the content that I bring you. So I'm sure those of you that had watched any of my Camaro videos will wonder, why did that car get sold, you know, after such a relatively short period of ownership, after I'd already bought the white LT1 Camaro and sold it after a couple of months? And to be honest, you know, the answer to the question is, I put the car up for sale over Christmas for a high price. I felt like the market was as good as it was going to be, because the Camaros were being discontinued. and I'd seen a couple of cars locally for sale for considerable markups at the dealerships. They were trying to get as much as they could out of the leftover 2024 Camaros. And so I thought, well, if someone will give me anything close to my asking price, I'll let it go. Because the spec on that car was really hard to replicate. To find the convertible with the Recaro interior, the ZL1 brakes in rapid blue, with the upgrades that it had, it was just really, really nicely optioned. Yeah, you just couldn't really replicate it. It was a one-off car. I hadn't seen another one like it. So I'm not going to go into the actual finances of, you know, it's kind of, I don't think that the new owner would necessarily watch any of my videos, but on the off chance that he does, just as a respect of privacy, I got a fair price on that car and I was happy to sell it. And, you know, the deal was right. So I took a couple of months to decide on a replacement. Like I said, I went on a few test drives, so I did not rush into another car purchase. I wanted to make sure it felt right. And this car came up for sale, and once I took a look around it, and like I said, the mileage, only 14,900 miles. It's got full main dealer service history from day one. It's been serviced every year, regardless of how little mileage it had done at the local Mercedes dealer. It's been hand waxed from new, never been ceramic coated or polished, but it has been hand waxed, so the paint does look nice and glossy. But it definitely needs a good detail, as most used cars do, but it needs a good correction, and then I'll decide if I'm going to ceramic coat it or do a sealant or whatever I decide. But I have lots of nice plans for the car. I know you guys may have followed the C450 videos where I did the interior swap out with the bucket seats and the interior carbon fiber and the wheels and the aero and the diffuser and all that stuff that I did to that car. And I have lots of stuff planned for this car too, as I really do enjoy this platform. So that's it. That's enough waffling from me. Hopefully that gives you guys a nice little update. Show you my new project car. I guarantee you this one will be sticking around a lot longer than the Camaros did. I'm very familiar with the C43s and C450s, so this car feels very familiar to me, even though it's a coupe and it's a little bit newer than the one I had previously. I kind of feel like getting back to my roots in a way, because I really did enjoy the Mercedes ownership and the modifications. So yeah, hopefully you guys will stick around for some more future videos, and I'll be back with you really soon.